Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got love. Oh yeah, we've got love. Two of Cups. This is self-love first, right? Divine love, platonic love, and romantic love. This is the super glue that holds everything together, okay? I think that you're someone who's focused on love, bringing more of it into our life, expressing more of it, having more of it, being a source of love, being someone who is creating more love in life. And maybe it's asking the question here about our priorities. What is are we loving ourselves first? Are we loving, is it divine love then? And then is it sort of the platonic love? Let's say love for community, for our support system, right? Family, friends. And then is it romantic love that comes next? Which one are we focused on now? Which one is most important to us? And how are we pursuing those forms of love, right? How are we embodying love? How are we sort of creating more of it in the universe? Well, let's see. Let's see what we got. We got a Seven of Swords here. Okay. We've got a Princess of Cups. We've got an Eight of Swords. Ah, yes, Gemini. Your Lover's card. Your superpower card. This is the card that rules the sign of... Whoops, didn't mean to drop it. Your card rules the sign of Gemini. Okay, and so we've got the love, and then we've got the commitment to sort of fulfilling that love, uniting with the object of our love, right? The thing, the idea, the person, place, or thing, right? Coming together with it, having the union. Okay, it's kind of like with the Two of Cups, we have the urge to merge, we have the desire for union. Here we have the actual union. Okay, I think this is something that, well, this could be a soulmate situation. This could be a destiny. It could be a life's purpose kind of thing. And there we have the Knight of Pentacles. Over here we have the Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, and a Prince of Cups. So good water energy today, really lovely water energy. The air energy is what we're kind of having to get past, right? Because we have this love, we feel it in our heart, we want this life, we want this relationship, we want this union, whether this is, again, kind of divine love, self-love, platonic, or romantic. We want it, right? But there's some mental resistance, okay? But what I feel like is happening here is that there was confusion, there was doubt, there was overthinking and rumination. Now it feels like you've kind of cut out of those swords, right? I mean, we're going from an 8 to a 7. It just, the way the 7 looks, it looks like we've taken one big pocket knife and we've just kind of cut the wires. We've cut through all their, we've taken this Ace of Swords, this clarity. We've cut through the doubt of the, well, I mean, it's perfect, right? Because you have the 8 minus 1 gives us the 7, and this card even looks like we've taken our pocket knife, our Swiss Army thing, and we've just, we've cut the cords on it. We've cut the tangle of wires. So I feel like you're doing the thing anyway, despite the doubts, despite the opinions of others, the naysayers, the haters. Maybe there is a relationship in your life that your family, some of your friends or whatever, are just not so approving of, that they're criticizing you. They're kind of, they're giving their opinion even when you don't ask for it, You're doing it anyway. Why? Because it feels right. Because you want to. Because it feels authentic. It feels like it's something that has been given to you as a gift from the universe. And of course you're going to take this. You don't care what anybody else says. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite and Unknown. Set it down right here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob, happy little card. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down below. Let's use our intuition. Now, let's look around the room here. We've got two major arcana energies. We've got the Lovers and we've got the Emperor. The Emperor is in the position of what we don't want. And to me, this feels like authority. Somebody telling us what to do. Somebody telling us what we can and cannot pursue, what we can and cannot feel, right? What we can and cannot love, right? We don't want the strict and rigid rules of things. We want to follow our heart. Okay, so this is you kind of defying the Emperor here. Maybe the Emperor is a particular person in your life. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's kind of a paternal energy, a father figure kind of person that isn't approving of what we're pursuing in our lives, right? But it's kind of is like we don't want anybody else to be in control of our lives. We want to live authentically. So we have to reclaim the Emperor. We have to take this energy away from whoever is around, from the outside world generally, right? From other people, society, culture, tradition, the institutions, the opinions of others, the internet, whatever it is. We have to reclaim this Emperor energy as our own and not give this power away to anybody else. No one else can decide for you who you are or who you love or what you love or why, you know. It's an authentic energy in you. So that's what it is. By taking this power back, you're able to live authentically. Taking the responsibility, saying, if I want this, I can't let anybody else's opinions stop me. I can't let my own doubts stop me. I got to take control. I need the power. I certainly can't give it to anybody else, because then somebody else is kind of dictating my life. Somebody else is approving of my choices. So we're not going to do that. Okay. What we want is this union. We're making the choice. This is the card that says hell 1000% yes to something. Pardon my language. This is an absolute commitment. This is saying yes beyond the shadow of a doubt. If I'm going after this union, it means that I'm saying no to all these other things. Yeah, because I'm saying yes to this. This is, again, self-love, divine love, platonic and or romantic love. Could be all these things. It could just be we're saying yes to love. We're trying to unite ourselves with that kind of a life. I think it's probably more specific than that, but you get the idea, right? We have no fire cards except for this Emperor Aries energy fire card. Of course, we have our water, water, and water. We've got our air, and our air. We got a couple of earth cards. Okay, so these two together, like I said, we want to merge with something or someone. We have this desire for union. We're in love. We're in love with something or someone or an idea or a way of life or maybe we're in love with life, right? Let's just say that. But the Seven of Swords is doubt. It's futility. It's kind of it's like we're trying to. It's distraction. We're trying to stay on that straight and clear path that's pointing us where? Up. We're trying to say, look, I love this person and I want to marry them, basically, right? Let's just say that. But there are obstacles in the way. It seems like every time we start to take a couple steps forward, there's the guards outside the door with their spears, right, kind of pointing back at us. And that's what we have to overcome. Sometimes that's our own doubt, our own internal criticisms. Sometimes this is the opinions of others. Sometimes it's what other people think. Well, you're cutting right through that. You're thinking no. Because in the past, the Eight of Swords, this is analysis paralysis. This is kind of like saying, every time that I've wanted something, but I let the opinions of others get in the way, I end up regretting that. I'm not going to do that anymore. This ties us up in a tangle of web of thoughts, a web of thoughts and opinions, beliefs. It's rumination. Right? This is the analysis paralysis. I've been thinking about it too much. I haven't done it. It's self-sabotage. or it's even letting other people interfere, letting other opinions interfere with what we really truly want. And I think you are no longer allowing yourself to be limited by that. And so we're cutting through, just cutting like you're opening up an Amazon box, right? You're just wide open. And that's our 7. Now, down beneath the surface, you have this love. This is, the Princess of Cups. This is somebody with a wild imagination, a lot of fantasies, a lot of feelings, right? A lot of love, And this is kind of the beginning. This is somebody who wants to love, and then you fall in love, and then you get married. It's like a fairy tale, right? But this is down beneath the surface. So I feel like this Emperor kind of energy, or these opinions of others, or these doubts, are kind of forcing your princess down further beneath the surface, where it's just like, in some ways, you don't feel like you're allowed to love what you want to love, to like what you like, to be with what you want to be with, to live your life authentically. But that's where we end up, okay? So let's remember that. We have to bring this Princess of Cups up to the surface. This is like that younger, innocent, naive version of ourselves that just is in love with life, wants to go out and enjoy the mystery and magic, has imagination, has fantasies, has desires, right? And feels kind of free to explore them, to embody that, to make them real, to have dreams, and to feel like it's safe for me to dream, that I'm allowed. What do you mean I'm allowed to dream? It's not even a question. The question doesn't enter the mind of the Princess of Cups, because of course it is. That's an absurd statement to make. I'm allowed to have a dream. I never thought otherwise, so I was never able to formulate that statement, right? But now, as we get older, we have to give ourselves permission to dream again, to want things, to desire things, to have aspirations. We have to allow ourselves to fall in love. We've got to allow ourselves to cut through the intellectual mind, the thoughts, opinions of ourselves and others, in order to kind of remove that. That's just in the way. And boom, look at that vertical path. I'm free to love. Here I'm falling in love, and now I'm uniting with that thing that I love. It's the perfect progression. And this, of course, is trying to slow you down and trying to prevent you from doing it, but we're not going to let it, are we? In the future position, you have a Knight of Pentacles. You're looking into the future, and you're seeing the long-term results. You're thinking, this is who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing down the road. You're seeing the vision of your dream. You're seeing the vision of the life that you're creating. Maybe this is a romantic situation for you. You're seeing the beauty of the future with this union. Okay, with this relationship between yourself and whatever this other thing is. You're able to see that future. So you know that you're going to build the life. You know that it's out there. You see it, and it's what you want. And of course, there is nothing wrong with that. So then when we get to this card, we realize that, okay, I see the long-term goal. Now I got to do the work to get there. Now we realize that, the hard part is kind of just beginning in a way. Because this was the resistance to even getting on the path, let's say. But now that we've made that commitment, you're somebody that, when you're all in, you're all in. And now that you've made the commitment, now the real work begins, because now we have to climb the mountain to build the life. It takes us over here to our Path of the Serpent. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Your Ace of Swords, the clarity. That now we are trusting in our divine nature. We're not listening to the voices in our head, the doubts. We're not listening to all those false narratives. We're not listening to the outside opinions. We're not listening to the emperor outside of us that's telling us what we're supposed to do, who we're supposed to be with, or what path we're supposed to follow. Okay, the outside authority. We have a direct and clear channel to spirit. Okay, and you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that this is what is meant for you, and this is what you want to pursue. Okay, so there's clarity here. There's silence. There's stillness. The chaos of the swords cards has cleared. The chaos is way down below. You can still see it in that the yellow paint there. You could see the the sort of the angles, the sharp angles and things and the lines and the static and the chaos, but it's way down there somewhere. We've risen above that. In all of the swords cards, you see the implication of chaos, of confusion. We see the static, right, that is interrupting the signal. All the swords cards are the static. The self-sabotaging doubts, the static of rumination, the static of opinions, right, and obstacles and distractions. All of that is static. Here in the ace, we have no static. We've risen above the static. For the time being, at least, we've reached a moment of clarity. And that clarity is telling us how to make this work. How do we do it? You know, I've given myself permission, and now I have to figure out how to actually do the thing. What steps can I take, right? The Three of Pentacles is all about work. And really, it's if you work it, it will work, right? So this is us understanding the process of creation on the physical plane. If we see the vision of the future life we want, you're going to build the family, you're going to build the life, you're going to build the business, whatever it is. You're going to build the relationship. We got to understand how to do that. And that's what the Knight is sort of figuring out. What's the plan here? How are we going to do it, right? And I think that we realize that the work is really just now beginning. Once we break free of these doubts, then the work can start. Yeah. So this is in your environment. This is in terms of the relationship. It's going to take work, but it is going to work. Okay? And it's going to be your commitment and your love that's going to make something work. To bring about harmony and success and prosperity and beauty and rhythm, right? And flow. You're bringing more love into the relationship. The 2 plus the 3 equals the 5. The 5 is the card of change. You're going to change the world by adding some love to it. Okay? This might be that you love what you do. This is you love the work, right? You're doing the work because you love it. You're willing to put in the work because you love the person or you love the job or you love it, right? That's what it's about. The difficulty, of course, is our emperor. This is the obstacle we have to cross, and this might be the boss. This might be the father figure. This might be some kind of maybe more abstract authority or institution or cultural kind of dogma, some kind of cultural doctrine that might be kind of telling us no, trying to interfere with our true love. Okay? We have to reclaim this energy. Again, it's about giving ourselves permission and not expecting it to be granted from anyone outside of us. In fact, I think that there are forces in your life that are actively trying to tell you that this is not right for you, whether it's family members or just like the way we kind of perceive society, viewing what we're doing, or the way your friends might be judging your relationship with somebody. Okay? Or we kind of feel like, well, what would my father say? That sort of thing. It could be a lot of those things. Once we get over that and reclaim this authority in our own lives, we start to have the ability to live authentically. That's what the Prince of Cups is, someone who is living authentically. Someone who is able to radiate their own personality out into the world and make their choices based on their own inner truth, right? This certainty, clarity that's inside is now being expressed through the way we express love and affection. Divine love, self-love, platonic, romantic, right? All of it. And so we are being more authentic in how we express our creativity, how we create the life that we want, how we express our emotions, how we express love. Right? Now this is a wonderful outcome. Let's look at our mystery card. Empress, maybe a 6. Maybe a 6 of Pentacles or a 6 of Cups. Maybe the 10 of Pentacles. That's what the Knight is looking at. The Knight's looking at the 10. So maybe a 10 of Pentacles or maybe a 9 or a 10 of Cups. It could be a lot of different things. Yeah. It could be the Universe or World card. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. See what we have. Oh, the Devil. Interesting. The Devil is the motor. The devil is our engine. The devil is the driving force, the motivation to climb that mountain, right? This is, well, both of these are Capricorn energies. I'd watch the Capricorn reading if I were you, Gemini. We have to be fired up. We've got to be motivated to climb this, because it's going to be challenging. Maybe you're doing something that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of resistance like every step of the way. But you believe in it. You love it so much that you're willing to dedicate yourself to this and push through the challenges. We've got to be driven to climb the mountain. Okay, and we know that it's love that is motivating us. Love is motivating us. The love for, well, again, you know what I'm going to say. That's got to be the driving force, right? That's the engine of the car. The fortified ego has to be the driver of the car, right? So we have these two major arcana energies. We're driving the car toward the destination of this union. And you've got, as one thing to have it's one thing to know how to drive the car, but then the car doesn't have an engine. Well, that's not going to work. It's one thing to have an engine, but we've got no steering column. Well, that's not going to work. We need both. So to me, this is perfect. That we're motivated, we are driven, and we're in the pilot's chair, and we're steering the boat, or the car, or the ship, or whatever it is. Wonderful confirmation card. And I think that, it might be a challenging climb up this mountain, but it is worth it. Okay? And that's why you have this dedication to this path. I really do like what I see here. We're going to do an extended reading. We'll do some oracle cards and an I Ching reading. Okay, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Gemini, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you want to watch these readings at the website, go to doveandserpenttarot.com and find me on Patreon. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.